Hello, everyone. Okay, you guys ready? Would it be better with turning that left side light off? You think, Waymaker? Yeah, let's try it. Turn that left side light off, would you please? Okay, so we are getting ready for a quiz over all of Module 1, starting tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look. It says, find the midpoint of the pairs of points. Midpoint formula. Good stuff. All right, from memory. Don't look at your notes. Lily, quit cheating. What's the midpoint formula? Don't look at your notes. So like x plus y and y plus x divided by 2? Yeah, x1 plus y1 divided by 2 and x2 plus y2 divided by 2? No. Close, but not quite. Quiz prep, module 1. What did she say wrong? Somebody want to fix it? She's really close. You want to try it? I kind of did it to you. I know, I kind of did it to you. I know, that was mean of me. But yes, you take the x's and you add them together and divide by 2. And then you take the y's and you add them together and you divide by 2. Coffee, why do I have these little sub numbers? Like x1 and x2 and y1 and why do I have those little sub numbers? Ooh, that's not very good, is it? Very much better. That's right, because you're using ordered pairs and you have to keep them separate. That's just how we distinguish between them. Okay? So on this one, we've got, on number 1, we've got 4 and 7 and 2 and 9. All right, Rebecca, which one do you want to be called x1, y1, and which one do you want to be called x2, y2? Because it does not matter. I'm going to let you decide for us today. Your left or my left? So this one right here? See, that's my left. Okay, what is it? That's not an X. Thank you. And then this? Now, do you have to do this when you take the quiz? No, no. This is just as we're reviewing it today, okay? Just to help you keep it straight. Okay, remember, an ordered pair, and that's what these are, ordered pairs are always alphabetical. You know your X, Y, Z's, Coffee? Or your ABCs? X, Y, Z's. X before Y. Okay. Naomi, any questions so far? Okay, so now we've got to actually do the problem. How do we do it, Naomi? Add the two x's together. Very good. So 4 plus 2. And then add the y's together. 7 plus 9. And then divide them both by 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. 7 plus 9 is 16. Divided by 2 is 8. Is that it? That is. Make sure you label it as M for midpoint or something like that. What? Yes. Waymaker, you got it? No problems? Okay. Now that's really simple. So let me add one. This doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so I know we're giving you more. I'm not going to charge you for this. This is free. Okay, off. This is a free example. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay, not very many things in life are free, but this is. All right, go ahead and find the midpoint. You guys see him all right? How you feeling, Mr. Freeze? I bet. I have to go get this ankle. I don't know what I did. My wife thinks I strained a tendon. I wish there was a great story about it, but there isn't. She said, "You're getting old. Those things just happen." I'm like, I was playing golf and got done. It didn't even hurt then. It was the next morning. No. Little trickier, isn't it, Deacon, with all the negatives? Think you got it right, Deacon? Are you confident? No. Kyrie, you confident? No. If you have a calculator, remember you can use a calculator. It does have a negative button on it. No sharing calculators. COVID. Stop sharing. Caden, you confident? Yeah. Huh? True, but not during, yeah. That's right. You tell him. Still working? All right, let's go through this. You got to be careful with the negatives. Here we go. Finding the midpoints. We're going to take the x's and we're going to add them together. But since they're both negative, it's going to look like a subtraction. And the y's. It's -3 plus -2. -5. -4 plus -8. Do we want to leave it as -12 over 2? No, we want to reduce it. So here's our final answer. The -5/2, I would rather it stay like that rather than the decimal. I'm not going to count it wrong if you put -2.5. I just prefer fractions myself than decimals. Okay. We good? Good review, right? All right. Number 2. Let's do that one real quick. It says 5, and -1, 3. Five plus -1 over 2. 5 plus 3 over 2. We add them and we divide by 2. Midpoint. 5 plus -1. What's that, Lily? We're good? We're good. Okay, let's go to number 2. Or, I'm sorry, number 3. Oh, you good? Piece of cake so far? All right, it says the ray BD is the angle bisector of ABC. All right, let's set that up. I don't know if it's an acute angle or not, so I'm going to start it as an acute angle. How do I know that this is an acute angle? Hayden?
It's less than 90 degrees.
Thank you. Did they ask me about acute obtuse? No. Could it still be on the quiz? Yes. One of the hardest things for students in geometry. I'm giving you a fair warning. The things that will be on the quiz are similar to what we're going over on these problems, but not everything. If we've talked about them during Module 1, it's fair game. So the best way to study is to go through your notes, go over the homework, and make sure that you review. It's just because, like today, I didn't have to talk about an acute angle, but I did. That might be a type of question you see tomorrow. That make sense? Okay. All right. So this bisects that. What's that mean? That means that it is cut in half. BD. Okay. And then they say that the measure of angle ABC is 55 degrees. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't do it, did I? I didn't. I did. Sorry. It's actually 110. I already divided it by 2. Cloth. Leave me alone. Each one's 55. Okay. Questions? Yeah. That's it. Yep. Two equal angles to make the bigger angle. This is also like the angle addition postulate, right? This plus this is equal to the big one. Same concept. We good? Good? Sears, you all right? All right. Ooh, yes, we get to one of the mapping ones, my favorites. All right, here we go. Mapping. It says use the rule, okay? Mapping rule. XY maps to 3x, 2y. Uh-oh, when they multiply, I know that's a dilation. Don't forget, dilation, translation, rotation. What's our, reflection. Don't forget those. Yeah, any of them could be used to find the image for the preimage defined by the points determine whether transmit is a rigid, rigid motion. Okay, so here we go. There's the rule. What's the first? Oh, they didn't even give us a picture. Man, they make it easy on us today. A is 3, 5. What's B? 5, 3. Thank you. Can you help me, Coffee? My eyesight is terrible. Thank you. 2, 2. Very good. Let's apply the rule. So we go 3 times 3. And 2 times 5. Let's apply the rule. Go 3 times 5. 2 times 3. Apply the rule. 3 times 2. 2 times 2. Okay, so let's simplify now. This is called, what's this called now? It's not A anymore. What is it? A prime. A prime looks like, what is that? 9. Coordinate 9, 10. That's what I get. B prime looks like it's 15, 6. C prime is 6, 4. All right, so that's it. Now, is it rigid? No. As soon as we see that we're multiplying by a value other than 1, it is not rigid. Even if it's a fraction, even if we're multiplying by 1/2. Okay? Yes? Everything else. So, like, if it's a translation or a reflection, like if we're adding or we're multiplying by -1, as long as you're multiplying by 1, you're okay. But everything else is not. Okay? It's a good question. Oh, deductive reasoning. Let's look at number 5. The child chose rock in all 4 games of rock, paper, scissors. The child always chooses rock. That's inductive reasoning. Inductive for number 5. Usually in things like that, if it's not logic based, you're just kind of looking in a scenario. That's usually the difference between deductive and inductive. All right, let's move on. We good there on page 58? Okay, let's go to page 59. Midpoint formula again. All right, so page 59, number 1. -5, 4. And -1, -6. Would it be okay to make a picture if you don't have one? Of course. Okay, let's find the midpoint. -5 plus -1 divided by 2. 4 plus -6 divided by 2. How are we doing on time, Lily? What time we get out of here? What time is it? Okay, yeah. Thank you. So then we've got -6 over 2, -2 over 2. It looks like to me we have a midpoint of -3, -1. Everyone good? Okay, let's give you a free example here. This doesn't cost you anything. This is just extra. Very many things are free in life, Bo. This is extra. Okay? Ready? Here's the midpoint. That's the midpoint. One endpoint is 3, 4. What is the other endpoint? Go ahead and work at it at your seat. You can graph it. You can try and do it mathematically. I'm giving you the midpoint. You need to find the other endpoint. This is what we call the old curveball, Croffy. The old curveball. You might see something like this on the quiz tomorrow. You know that the midpoint is the midpoint between 2 points. So you know how to find the midpoint. Well, now we're giving you the midpoint. So you should be able to find the other endpoint. Think through it. Think you got it, Bo? You have an answer? Pre-COVID, I would walk around and look at everybody's answer. I don't even look at the answer myself. Bo got it. Bo knows. I can't see it. You want to flash it to me? Tiani got an answer yet? No. Waymaker, got an answer? Deacon? This is challenging, isn't it? No? No. Once you figure it out, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to show you a couple different ways. Those of you that are stuck, just watch. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to solve this. Mathematically, we could look at it like this. If this is the midpoint, that's positive 1, sorry. That's positive 1, and we know that that's equal to 1x plus the other x, which was 3, divided by 2. That's the midpoint formula. I can solve now by multiplying by 2. So 2 is equal to x plus 3. And I solve for x by subtracting 3. And I have x equal to negative 1. And so the other endpoint so far is negative 1. The x value. If I go the other way, I have negative 1. Negative 1 equals y plus 4 divided by 2. Multiply by 2. Negative 2 is equal to y plus 4. Subtract 4. Negative 6 equals y. The correct final answer is negative 1, negative 6. Show of hands. Who got it? 1, 2, 3. That's about what I expected. Not too bad. Let's look at another way to solve this. Maybe a more logical way. All right, this is an endpoint. We know that the other endpoint is going to be on this side. Does that make sense? Endpoint, endpoint, and what's this called? Midpoint. It's halfway. Lily, look at that problem for me. How far is it? No, look right here. How far is it from 1 to 3? Huh? 2 units. So if I'm going positive 2 to go to the endpoint there, where do you think I would go to find the endpoint here? What's 1 minus 2? You're right, let's do. That's the same thing. What's 1 minus 2? Negative 1. I agree. Waymaker, you see it? All right, let's go this way, Maker. How far is it from negative 1 to 4? Can you do it in your head? How far is it from 0 to 4? From 0 to 4. 4. And then how far is it from 0 to negative 1? 0 to negative 1. Thank you. Waymaker, if you're struggling with that, that means you're not the only one. Look at this. How far is it from 0 to 4? 4. There's a number line. How far is it from 0 to 1? From 0 to negative 1. So how far is it, Waymaker, from negative 1 to positive 4? Thank you. Does everyone see how she did that? As I walked her through it? You see that, Sears? Okay, so now let's go the other way. If it's positive 5 this way and we go negative 5 this way, if I'm going at negative 1, Waymaker, and I want to go negative 5 from negative 1, where would I end up? Close. Not quite. Nope. Negative 6. See, that's the same answer as what we got before. Sears, does that make sense? Deacon. So 2 different ways. You can do it mathematically, where you're setting it up in the midpoint equation, or you can do it like this, where the midpoint's kind of in the middle. Okay, good. Let's move on. Confirm the transformation. An angle measure, confirm the given triangle. Graph its image. Oh, okay. We have a graphing problem. Alrighty, let's move this back out. Graph. What are the coordinates of E, F, and G, Croffy? No, not E prime, F prime, G prime. Just the original picture, E, F, and G. Is that 2 and negative 1? And then what's F? 2, 4, 6, 8, and negative 1? Negative 8 to what? Negative 9. All right, would everyone agree with Croffy and my assessment of what the ordered pairs are? Can you see that okay? Now, they threw a little curveball at you because each dash was worth 2 instead of 1 in the picture. So make sure you recognize that. Do you see that, Sears? You see it? Okay. Now, the rule that they give us in the problem is x minus 1, y plus 5. Let's see how we doing on time. We have 12 minutes? Perfect. Okay. So here, my new, let's see, what would this be? If I add 1, that would be 3. And if I, oh, nope, I'm subtracting 1. Don't let me do that. If I add 5, that would be 4? 1, 4? Looks right to me. Okay, f prime. If I subtract 1, that makes that 7. If I add 5, that makes that 4. And g prime. I take 8 and I subtract 1, I get 7. Negative 9 plus 5, I get negative 4. There's the graph. Good? Now we'll provide the graph for you tomorrow if there is a problem like this on the quiz. So you'll have the graphing paper. Now, what's it say? You want to confirm that the transformation. Oh, yeah. And so I wanted to make sure that you got practice using the distance formula. Did she give you those instructions yesterday to use the distance formula at least twice? Okay, so let's do that. Let's find, what two? GE and G prime, E prime. Now, we should be able to tell because are we multiplying by a constant here, Kintu? No, and so is this rigid? It is rigid, correct. It is rigid. So without even doing the distance formula, we should know that it's rigid. All right, but I wanted to give you practice doing the distance formula. So let's find GE. So that would be the distance, G, that's 8 and 2. 8 minus 2. Distance formula, quantity squared, square root, plus negative 9 minus negative 1. Be careful with your math. Are we on the board still? Okay, good. Square root of 6 squared. Is that negative 8 squared? Yeah, negative 8 squared. So we've got 36 plus 64. Ooh, that's going to be good. Square root of 100. Yep. Everyone good there? Now let's do the same thing. It better be 10. If we've done our work right and everything works out, what we're getting ready to find better be 10. All right, let's make sure it is. So G prime, E prime. We're still doing distance formula. What do we got there? 7 and 1. So the square root of 7 minus 1, quantity squared. And we got negative 4 and 4. Negative 4 minus 4, quantity squared. Let's simplify. 7 minus 1 is 6 squared. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8 squared. 36 plus 64 square root of 100. Yes, we did it right. 10 and 10. Does that make sense? Distance is the same, so it is rigid. Rebecca, we got it? Okay. Find the measure of the angle formed by the angle bisector. Let's keep moving along. Lily's going to say we're going to run out of time, and then I'm not going to be happy. All right, number 3. The ray GJ is the angle bisector of angle FGH. Okay, so here we go. FGH. Don't forget how to name an angle. Vertex has to be down here. And we got GJ is the bisector. That means it cuts it in half. We know that FGH is 75 degrees. Do they really do us like that and make us find a decimal? I guess so. So this whole thing is 75 degrees. Let's cut it in half. And so half of it, or angle FGJ, is 37.5 or 0.5. Which one do you want to try? FGJ. Yep. Yeah. Question? No. No. 37.5. All right, number 4. Is this our last problem? Oh, yes. We are on a roll. Shelby, I'm asking you to help me on number 4. Okay, so is this an obtuse or an acute angle that we're starting with? An obtuse. Good job, Shelby. All right, so the angle is WXY. Does it bisect it again? XZ bisects it. The entire angle is 155. So if we want to find the measure of angle YXZ, that's this angle right here. I'm going to shade it in. That is equal to 155 divided by 2. Don't forget your calculator tomorrow. You ain't be sharing. Waymaker, no sharing. All right, any questions? All right, so you can close up your book, but I want you to keep your notebook out because I want to go over a couple things that you're going to make sure you need to know for the quiz tomorrow that you need to review. All right, Sears, you ready? No yawning. Oh, okay. Segment addition postulate. We did not do one problem today on the segment addition postulate. Make sure you know it. I'd write that down. Segment addition postulate. Transformations. There will be at least 2 problems on transformations. It could be a translation. It could be a rotation. Now remember the kind that you have to generate the rule. We give you the picture and you got to generate the rule. We didn't do an example like that. Make sure you review that. Where we give you the picture and you have to generate the rule of the transformation. That was on our homework. Okay? Angle bisector, that's good stuff. We already did that. Midpoint, that's good. You know the definitions like 3 non-collinear points create a plane that we wrote in our notes? We'll have some questions about those definitions. Okay? Like 2 points create a line. 2 lines intersect in a point. Just make sure you go over those definitions. Oh, big concept. They don't talk about it directly on the problems that we did, but linear pair. There will be a question about linear pair. Remember, they're adjacent angles. Okay. Questions?